That's so praat, so to me. Sire, cried the corn engrosser in rage, now I will have thee soundly whipped, if I ever catch thee in any town where the law can lay hold of thee. As for giving thee a penny, I swear that thee that I have not so much as a single groat in my purse. Were Robin Hood himself to take me, he might search me from crown to heel without finding the smallest piece of money upon me. I trust I am too slee to travel so nigh to Sherwood with money in my porch and that thief at large in the woods. Then merry Robin looked up and down, as if to see that there was no one nigh, and then, coming close to the corn engrosser, he stood on tiptoe and spake in his ear. Thinkest thou in sooth that I am a beggar, as I am seen to be? Look upon me. There is not a grain of dirt upon my hands and all my face and all my body. Didst thou ever see a beggar so? I tell thee, I am an honest man, as thou art. Look, friend. Here he took the purse of money from his breast and showed to the dazzled eyes of the corn engrosser the bright golden pieces. Friend, these rags serve but to hide an honest rich man from the eyes of Robin Hood. Put up thy money, lad, cried the other quickly. Art thou a fool to trust a beggar's wretch to shield thee from Robin Hood? If he caught thee, he would strip thee to the skin, for he hates a lusty beggar as he doth a fat priest or those of my kind. It is indeed so, quoth Robin. Had I known this, perhaps may have I had not come hereabout in this scrap. But I must go forward now, as much depends upon my journeying. Where goest thou, friend? I go to Gratham, said the corn engrosser, but I shall lodge to-night at Newark, if I can get so far upon my way. Why, I myself am on the way to Newark, quoth merry Robin, so that as two honest men are better than one in the roads, beset by such a fellow as this Robin Hood, I will jog along with thee, if thou hast not dislike to my company. Why, as thou art an honest fellow and a rich fellow, said the corn engrosser, I might not thy company, but in sooth I have no great fondness for beggars. Then forward, quoth Robin, for the day is once, and it will be dark ere we reach Newark. So off they went, the lean horse hobbing along as before, and Robin running besides, albeit he was so quaking with laughter within him that he could hardly stand, yet he dared not to laugh aloud, lest the corn engrosser should suspect something. So they travelled along till they reached a hill just on the outskirts of Sherwood. Here the lean man checked his lean horse into a walk, for the road was steep and he wished to save his neck's strength, having far to go ere he reached Newark. Then he turned in his saddle and spake to Robin again, for the first time since they had left the cross. Here is thy greatest danger, friend, said he, for here we are nighest to the vile thief Robin Hood, and the place where he dwells. Beyond this we come again to the open honest country, and so are more safe in our journeying. Alas, quoth Robin, I would that I had a little money, but me as thou hast, for this day I fear that Robin Hood will get every groat of my wealth. Then the other looked at Robin and winked cunningly. Quoth he, I tell thee, friend, that I have nailed as much by me as thou hast, but it is hidden so that never a knave in Sherwood could find it. Thou dost surely yeast, quoth Robin. How could one hide so much as £200 upon his person? No, as Thou art so honest a fellow, and withal so much younger than I am, I will tell thee that which I have told to no man in all the world before. And thus thou mayest learn never again to do such a foolish thing as to those trust the beggar's grab to guard thee against Robin Hood. Seest thou these clogs upon my feet? Yea, quoth Robin, laughing. Truly, they are large enough for any man to see, even were the sight as foggy as that of Peter Patter, who never could see when it was time to go to work. Peace, friend, said the corn engrosser, for this is no matter of heasting. The soles of these clogs are not what they seem to be, for each one is a sweet little box, and by twizzling the second nail from the toe, the upper of the shoe and part of the sole lifts up like a lid, and in the space within are 80 bright golden pounds in each shoe, all wrapped in hair, to keep them from clinging and to tell tales of themselves. When the corn engrosser had told this, Robin broke into a roar of laughter, and laying his hands upon the bridle rein, stopped to sad-looking Nag. Say, good friend, quoth he between bursts of merriment, thou art the silliest old fox that e'er I saw in all my life. In the soles of thy shoon, quotha! If ever I trust a poor seeming man again, I shame my head and paint it blue. A corn factor, a horse jockey, a estate agent, and a jackdaw from cunningness, say I. And he laughed again till he shook in his shoes with mirth. All this time the corn engrosser had been staring at Robin, his mouth agape with wonder. Art thou mad? Quoth he. To talk in this way so loud and in such a place, let us forward, and save thy mirth till we are safe and stout, stound at Newburgh. Nay, quoth Robin, the tears of merriment went on his cheeks. On second thoughts I go no farther than here, for I have good friends hereabout. Thou mayest go forward, if thou dost least, thou sweet pretty fellow, but thou must go forward barefoot, for I am afraid that thy soon must be left behind. Off with them, friend, for I tell thee that I have taken a great fancy to them. At these words the corn factor grew pale as a linen napkin. Who art thou to talkest so? Said he. The merry Robin Hood again, and quoth he, men hereabouts call me Robin Hood. So, sweet friend, thou hast best to my bidding and give me thy shoes. Wherefore hasten, I pray thee, or else thou wilt not get to fair Newburgh town till it is dark. At this sound of the name of Robin Hood, the corn factor quaked with fear, so that he had to seize his horse by the mane to save himself from falling off its back. Then straightway and without more words, he stripped off his clogs and let them fall upon the road. Robin, still holding the bridle rein, stooped and picked it up from them. Then he said, sweet friend, I am used to ask those that I have dealings with to come and feast at Sherwood with me. I will not ask thee because of our pleasant journey together, for I tell thee there be those in Sherwood that would not be gentle with thee as I have been. The name of corn engrosser leaves a nasty taste upon the tongue of all the honest men. Take a fool's aside advice of me and come no more so near to Sherwood, or mayhap some day thou mayest of a sudden find a cloth-yard staff betwixt thy ribs. So with this I give thee good teen. Hereupon he clapped his hands to the horse's flanks, and off went neck and rider. But the man's face was all bedewed with the sweat of fright, and never again, I vow, was he found so close to Sherwood Forest as he had been this day. Robin stood and looked after him, and when he was fairly gone, turned laughing and entering the forest carrying his shoes in his hands. That night in sweet Sherwood, the red fire glowed brightly in wavering lights on the trees and bush, and all around sat a lay that stoned fellows of the band to hear Robin Hood and Little John tell their adventures. All listened closely, and again the words rang with shout of laughter. When all was told, Friar Tuck spoke up. "Good master," said he, "thou hast had a pretty time, but still I hold to my saying that the life of the barefoot friar is the merrier of the two." "Nay," quoth Will Studley, "I hold with our master that he hath had the pleasanter doings of the two, for he hath had 2 stout bouts at quarterstaff this day." So some of the band held with Robin and some with Little John. As for me, I think, but I leave it with you to say for yourself which you hold with.